Hey, so far so good. What I want to talk to you about now is the gapping burst. That's what it's called. And that is basically this. When you make your initial escape, your start of evasion, you have to get out of the immediate search area. And so we call that the gapping burst. You have to create a gap between you and any searchers, and you have to do that quickly, hence the burst, right? You need to go. You know, you can't sprint forever, but you should have a thought in your head how far you're going to go, pushing yourself pretty hard. And for me, I assess that probably 5 miles outside of the camp was their initial cordon that they would throw up in the event of an escape. And then I thought, well, why don't I double that, right? Why don't I try and get further than that? And then I thought, you know, maybe the county borders would be good. And then my final thought was, I want to get to the next county, 2 counties away, so actually the 3rd county away. I want to cross 2 county lines. I'm not there yet. But my initial gapping burst was till right before daylight. And I ran. And the way I did it, you know, techniques vary, your situation will vary, but what I did is once I got out of the camp, I ran down the asphalt road. Now, that may strike you as stupid at first, but here was my thought process. It was early in the morning. There's no traffic on the road. Nobody knows I'm gone. And I can make really good time on an asphalt road. And what I did is I kept my eyes peeled to the front, and I watched things for reflection from the back if a vehicle was coming. And in that time, only 2 vehicles came, 1 from each direction. And I saw them long before they saw me, and I just jumped into the woods on the side of the road, laid down, and the vehicles passed, and then I rolled back out on the road and took off again running. And the whole thing was trying to get that gapping burst, trying to get as much distance between me and my initial search party. That should be looking for me anytime now. Now, how does that vary? Well, let's say that you're captured and you start your evasion in a city. You know, maybe you were just picked up by the security forces, you fight your way out, and bam, you're gone. How far is your gapping burst? You know, it could be like 7 blocks in a city. You know, you get outside a 7-block radius and it's going to be really hard to track you down. And so what you do is you take off, you go fast, you throw a little bit of caution to the winds in the interest of making distance, making time. But then when you finish that gapping burst, you need to pull off to the side, which I did right before dawn, right before that last video, and do an assessment, you know. Look, listen, smell, see what's going on around you, check yourself out. Make sure your feet are okay, you don't have a festering wound, you're not trailing, you know, breadcrumbs behind you or something like that. Get yourself sorted out, get calm, drink some water if you have it, and think about what you're going to do next. You can't run like a madman forever. You've got to calm down and start using your brain, because in the end, evasion is really a mental game. Physical comes into it, and we're going to talk about that later too. But think about that initial gapping burst. Make your getaway, get a good distance between you and any searchers, pull off into a secure, secluded area, do an assessment, assess yourself, assess the situation, and then get moving again. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm moving to a different place, and I got to do something about this shirt. Wow, this is really sticking out in these woods, and I hear an airplane. So, all right, I'll see you out there.